Pay to win games are everywhere. If it's an online game, then you can pay to win it one way or another. Some games are more direct in this regard though. This is the Black Desert Online arc, where we'll explore all the best gear and how much it costs to pay to win. But since BDO's pay to win is balanced for long hours of grinding, I'm going to find out how many hours it would take to grind in comparison as well. In this video, we're going to focus on the best weapons in the game at the moment, the Pen Blackstars. First, let's set a baseline. How does pay to win occur in BDO? BDO has a very punishing enhancement system which costs tons of in-game material and can downgrade your gear on failure. In the case of accessories, it outright blows them up. However, you can protect yourself from the negative repercussions through the use of items called cronstones. In the case of armors and weapons, they don't downgrade. For accessories, instead of blowing up, they might downgrade or they might stay the same, but they won't blow up. You might have heard some more predatory takes from content creators trying to trick you into playing their game and watching them.
BDO's not pay to win. It limits how many costumes you can sell per week. It'll take you months before you can buy one piece of BIS gear.
No, that's not the primary source of pay to win in this game. And I know y'all are smarter than they give you credit for, and you would have figured out cronstones. On top of all this, there are 3 account-wide subscription buffs and a plethora of microtransactions on the cash shop as well. Now let's see how much the cash shop currency and the pay to win material costs. For $200, you can buy the 20,000 A-coin Pearl Box bundle. A-coin is just a direct translation between dollars to digital currency, and this allows you to buy 23,400 pearls. Pearls are used to buy items on the cash shop. The main source of cronstones are the costumes, which you take and break down in-game. One premium costume will net you 993 cronstones, and one costume generally costs between 1,700 to 3,400 pearls each, depending on the degree of sales available. Costumes and pearls frequently have sales sometimes as low as 50% off. However, pearl sales are more rare, so I'll take the 200 bundle as the baseline there. For costumes, I'll provide a range. Alright, let's get into it now. So in this video, we are going to focus on the Pen Blackstars. These are the best weapons in the game at the moment, and they can be pretty expensive. In terms of in-game, just buying it from grinding, this will net you 140 bill right now, and the prices are actually pretty decently low. They go much higher apparently. The prices will vary between the main hand weapon, the awakening weapon, and the sub weapon. However, in terms of enhancing, they'll cost the same amount of materials and require the same amount of fail stack to increase your enhancement chance. So to enhance a Pen Blackstar, you're going to need a Tet Blackstar, the previous version. If you wanted to make your own Tet, it's going to take you 591 cronstones per attempt, but generally people just get the Tet for free from the game or just buy it off the marketplace. It's not too expensive to get, and they're usually sitting there. When it comes to the Pen Blackstar, it will cost you 3,670 cronstones per attempt. Now, how much is this in IRL cash? If you were to take the baseline numbers we've explained previously, then that would mean each attempt, if you were to get 0 sales, no sales on costumes, no sales on pearls, it's going to take you $110 per attempt. If you were to buy the costumes off the cash shop, break them down, and try to enhance. If you did get the costumes on a 50% off sale, that'll bring it down to $55 per attempt, but damn, that is still expensive, right boys? Now, when you're enhancing a Pen Blackstar, you can use a fail stack, how much ever you're comfortable with. Generally, I'd go with around 250 or close to it. And with a 250 fail stack, it'll take you on average 19.23 attempts. If you were to go by the enhancement rate, that's how many attempts it's going to take you to successfully tap this. So how much money and cronstones is that? So let's take a look. 19.23 attempts at 3670 cronstones per attempt, that's going to net you 70,574 cronstones. So without any sales on the pearls, any sales on the costumes, that amount of cronstones costs $2,117.22. If you did manage to get all the costumes on a 50% off sale, that's going to be $1,058.61. So that is pricey. That's a lot of money. And remember, you need 3 of these for your build. If you want to be decked out, if you want the full BIS gear, you need 3 Pen Blackstar. So you can triple that. That's going to be anywhere from $3,100 all the way to $6,350 sale and no sale. Now let's see, if you were to buy a Pen Blackstar main hand right now, these are the prices, and I'm going to take benefit of the doubt and give you the benefit that you'll be patient and buy it at the cheapest price possible. So we're going to take the min price here of $120 128 billion silver. Now, generally, by the time you're at the point where you're going to be thinking about Pen Blackstar as your next upgrade, you should be making over 1 bill an hour while grinding. If you're more efficient, if you have better other gear to boost up your gear score and you're just really good at the game, you might even be making 1.5 billion an hour. It depends, really depends on the individual. So the calculation there is pretty simple. If it was 1 bill an hour, that would take you 128 hours. If you are making 1.5 bill an hour, that'll take you closer to 85, 86 hours. So the range is that 85 hours to 128 hours, depending on how much money you're making per hour. Now here's another fun bit of calculation I like to do. So we know how much it costs. Then we know how much we grind per hour. Let's say you're at the end game, you're like at my level, and you can consistently grind one costume worth an hour. How much is a costume in game? So let's take this one for example. All costumes are going to cost the same amount. If you go to the premium costumes, they all cost the same regardless of which one. If you go to the non-premium, the regular classic set, it's going to cost the same. So the premium costumes give you the most amount of cron stones, and the price is 1.63 billion silver for each one. So now let's see how many costumes you need for that Pen Blackstar. So if you had 70,574, each of your taps costing 3670, how many costumes is this? So divide that by 993, that'll get you 71 costumes. So even if I was able to grind one costume worth an hour, let alone you have to win these orders. If I was lucky, I was getting about 1 to 2 a day, and there are many days I got 0. So during periods of large sales, they start flooding the market, and it's more of a, as my friend said, a feast or famine situation. But if you were to convert all the silver you grinded in game, instead of spending that 85 to 120 something hours to grind out a Pen Blackstar, you could theoretically spend 70 to 80 hours grinding out the silver for the costumes and pre-ordering all the costumes and getting the cron stones yourself. So that could in theory be quicker, but this is only assuming average number of taps is 19.23. I've heard many horror stories of my friends spending over 70 taps, 80 taps, 100 taps and not getting the item. So it's very likely you can get unlucky. This isn't just pay to win. It's mostly just pay. I mean, you're paying for the chance to win. It's not pay to win, paying for the chance to win. But whether you play this game in a pay to win manner or you just grind it out like a free to play player, it comes down to what you're comfortable doing. Don't fall into the pitfall of thinking, if I spend this $200, get that bundle and tap that, I'll get that item enhanced and I can enjoy the game. Don't fall into that trap. They set up the stage in such a perfect manner that that's the kind of thought process that comes into our head, and that's by design. I just don't want players to accidentally spend $500, $1,000, a few $1,000s here and there without actually knowing how much theoretically it's going to cost. Once you know that, and if you make that decision yourself and say, hey, I'm okay with that, that's fine. But I don't want people to fall into the trap of accidentally spending money they otherwise wouldn't. So that's the real purpose of this series, and we're going to continue. It's going to get more complex as we go through the armors and as we get to the accessories, because the calculations are a bit more complicated of how it downgrades or doesn't downgrade. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how many attempts it took you for your Pen Blackstar in the comment section down below. Take it easy. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.